welcome to video 1 of my ride along series. This is going to be where I tell you about my experiences, my stories, my opinions really. So I think the best place to start in the first video is my initial experience of e-bikes. All I actually knew was I wanted a fat tyre e-bike. I didn't want one of the kit builds, they just don't do it for me at all. So I wanted one that was actually purpose built, ready to go. If I'm honest, I didn't really know anything about the laws either. I knew they had to be limited to 15.5 miles an hour, but that was really it. I couldn't really afford a new one. Well, I kind of could, but I didn't really seem using it that much. And £1,000 plus didn't seem like good value for money to me. So I wanted a second hand one really. So basically I started stalking Facebook Marketplace. I'd been watching quite a few, and one that I really liked suddenly went down in price. So I decided to buy that one basically. I obviously threw in a cheeky little what's your best price mate, but in honesty he dropped it as low as it was going to go, and I was happy with the price, so I agreed to buy it. So the bike was basically an hour and a half drive away. I don't drive, so I had to get a lift. So I arranged to get a lift. The person that drove me had a hatchback. So the bike I was going to buy was a Polar X20, and there's a picture there if you want to look at. Yeah, it met both my criteria. It had fat tyres and I liked how it looked. So we're on the way down there, we're on the motorways, and there's a turn off. So we turn off, and she thought it was a 60 mile an hour road. It turns out it was a 40. Now she swears blind she didn't see any signs. I didn't see any signs. Next thing we know, we're getting pulled in by the police. There's like 3 police motorbikes in the lay-by, and they've all got speed cameras. The guy pulls her in, explains what he's on, so he's doing 57 or something. So she gets done for speeding basically. So in honesty I felt bad. The only reason she was going there was to help me out pick up my bike. So I volunteered to pay the fine. So now, because of the fine, my bike was £100 more expensive. So we get to the guy's house. The guy was a lovely guy. Seemed like a nice, decent guy. The bike was in a dry garage. It was in good condition. It looked like it had been well looked after. He turned it on, let me see it working. So yeah, I was happy and bought the bike. So we got to put the bike in the back of the car. Back to its fully pulled it down, and it won't fit. Like it is just not fitting at all. So basically the only way we could get it to fit was to take the front wheel off. So we took the front wheel off, put it in the back of the car, didn't nothing of it. Now the problem is, I know nothing about bikes. Like, I know the very basics, but I know very little about them. So I get back on, I put the front wheel back on, and the brake discs are just catching all the time, like it's properly catching. Now as I said, I have no idea what to do at this point. So YouTube to the rescue, but it wasn't. The only videos I could find really were for mechanical brakes. I tried pushing the pads apart, lining the wheel up, but then as soon as I pressed the brake lever again, it went straight back to catching. I even tried buying a new brake disc, swapping them over, and yeah, I got it like spinning freely, but as soon as you press the brake again it just stayed catching again. I even tried spraying WD-40 on the brake calipers, and oh no, stop laughing. There's a reason I call myself the noob-ebike-guy. Also then, at some point during all this, I turned the bike on and turned the throttle, and the computer was saying it was doing 30 miles an hour. So obviously the bike hadn't been restricted. So by this point I'd given up. The bike was beyond my knowledge and I didn't know how to fix it. So I figured the best thing to do is go to a local bike shop. So I'm in town on foot and I decided to go to the bike shop. I get to where it was and it's not there anymore. Like, when it closed down I have no idea, but it's not there anymore. So I go on Google, type in local bike shops, and find there is one quite local. So I go to the bike shop on foot, approach the guy who works there, and start to ask him about my bike. Now, to my surprise, he was very arrogant, rude, and completely unhelpful. Like, he was horrible. So basically, I've asked him about my brakes, if he can fix them and have a look at them for me. And I've told him that my bike's unrestricted, and asked him if he could restrict it for me. In my mind, all I'd actually asked him to do was make my bike safe for the roads and legal. So basically, this guy went on his little mini rant about how buying off the internet's bad and how these foreign import bikes are liable to catch fire and stuff like that, and he point blank refused to look at it. Like, said he wouldn't look at it at all, and that was that. Like, he even actually said that Alfords would be exactly the same and they wouldn't look at it for me either. So I get back home and I've still got the exact same two problems. So again, YouTube to the rescue. I had to properly search to find a video on how to get into the settings on the bike and that. But I did it, tried it, and eventually worked out how to get my bike restricted to 15 miles an hour, so I was well happy. But at the same time I was quite annoyed because, in all honesty, it's very, very easy to change the speed on an e-bike, and the guy in the shop just wouldn't help me. So during this time I'd had like one little go on my e-bike, I had it on the road, and if I'm honest I didn't feel safe. Like, I couldn't see behind myself, so I figured I'll buy myself some wing mirrors. So I went on eBay, I bought some wing mirrors, and I bought a bag that goes on the front of the bike. Now also in this time, my bike didn't have a rear rack. I'd seen pictures on Amazon and eBay with the same bike but with the rack. So I tried messaging sellers. I couldn't find the actual manufacturer at all. None of the sellers had tell me a rear rack, so I just couldn't get one at all basically. So the wing mirrors came. I bought motorbike wing mirrors because I like proper ones. The brackets that you attach them to, I'd gone to put them on the bike, and as I was tightening one of them up, it snapped. Ironically, it was the right hand side one that snapped, which is the one that I actually needed. I wanted both on, so I contacted the seller and they said they'd resend me one out. So yeah, I had one wing mirror on the wrong side. So basically, obviously I still needed this front brake fixing. I thought, worst case, Halfords can say no. So I got on my bike, went to Halfords. I get there, upstairs to the bike section, and speak to the guy. Now, he was going to say no, but then I basically explained to him it wasn't actually anything electrical that needed fixing, it was just a brake. So he agreed and let me bring it up to him. So basically it turned out that the brakes were hydraulic, and because they'd been squeezed in while there was no disc in place, he had messed it all up basically. So the guy at Halfords bled my brake system, like refilled it with the fluid in that, and it was kind of good to go apart from it squeaks now because I put the WD-40 on. So he basically told me how to clean the brake disc and how to clean the pads. I bought some brake fluid and some brake disc cleaner. So finally I had working brakes, although albeit squeaky. So the bag for the front of my bike came, I'll show you a picture. So in my mind I thought, well, it's going on the front of the bike facing forward. If I put it on in front of the wires and then tighten it, it acts as a wire tidy too. So I put the bike on, tightened it all up, was happy with it, and then I turned the bike on and it's flashing error. I'm not sure what error it was, but when I googled it, it basically said that either the throttle cable was disconnected or damaged. Like, seriously, how would you break your bike putting a bag on it? Like, that's just ridiculous, and only I could do that. Now, a big problem was I knew less about electrics than I knew about bikes, but I thought the bike shop will help me. Either I've got a broken bike or I try and fix it. So I get my tools out, I open up the panel where the controller is. Takes me a while, but I find basically two wires, well, three technically, that weren't plugged in. So I plugged one into the other, and I've still got a spare wire. I have no idea to this day what that spare wire was for. I tightened it all back up, put it back together. I put the battery back on, turn it on, the error message is gone, the throttle's working, and suddenly the indicator works. That wasn't working before, so I was well happy. Now, as this is all going on, I've been watching YouTube videos on e-bikes, and I came across one saying something like how the e-scooter gets past throttle law, and I was like, what throttle law? So I watched the video, and then I learned that you're allowed a throttle, but it's only allowed to do 4 miles an hour. Now the throttle on this was just on. So again, I go on YouTube, I'll find a video on how to disconnect your throttle, but for some reason on this bike, that video doesn't work. Like, it does exactly what it says it's meant to do, but it just makes the throttle do half speed. So I couldn't get the throttle to turn off at all. Obviously I knew I couldn't unplug it because when it was unplugged accidentally, it came up with that error, so I couldn't turn off the throttle. Now at this point I'm aware that I've got a bike that's not road legal. The 2000 watt motor is too powerful and the throttle won't turn off. It was limited to 15.5 miles an hour at this point, and it was a 48 volt battery, so it had 2 of the 4 requirements. I figured if I could turn the throttle off somehow, then 3 out of 4 isn't bad, and the motor I'd probably get away with, but I genuinely couldn't find a way to turn that throttle off. Now in honesty, people in the Facebook group had the same bike. They were saying that they didn't have been pulled over on it or anything, but in my mind I was thinking, if I get pulled over, all it takes is one awkward police guy and my bike gets seized, taken off me or whatever, and that's all my money down the drain. So I wasn't prepared to risk it, to be honest. I was actually quite gutted. I really like that bike. People who saw it gave good feedback, liked how it looks and that. It was a really nice bike, but ultimately it wasn't road legal. So eventually the other wing mirror bracket came, put that all on. So by the time I actually had a working functional bike, I found that it wasn't legal. I did a total of about 8 miles on that bike. What a waste that was. So yeah, it went on Facebook Marketplace, took me about 3-4 weeks, and I eventually sold it for close to what I paid for it basically, so I'd just lost all that time really. So if you're going to buy an e-bike, make sure you know the laws of them, look them up properly and cover yourself, and hopefully you'll have better luck than I did on my first e-bike. So yeah, let me know in the comments, if you had bad experiences buying e-bikes. Am I the only one? Am I just extremely unlucky? If you lot had the same sort of problems, it'd be interesting to find out. So if you made it this far, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the video, like, follow, subscribe, share, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. I'll see you soon.